Peace and love. My name is Divine Karama. I am the director of One Lexington, and I am blessed to facilitate episode 2 of Youth Voices of Lexington podcast. And this month, we will be featuring young scholars from the Black Achievers program with the YMCA of Central Kentucky. They're going to talk about what they like about Black History Month, what they don't like. They're going to dive into some historical figures that have impacted them, and even talk about some people today that we will study and talk about 100 years from now. So sit back, listen, watch, and absorb the thoughts and emotions of our young people. Peace and love.
Well, it's ignored, kind of like what she was saying. It's ignored in public schools. So you really don't get to learn as much as you think you should about it. Especially in history class, where you think it would be the most important to do it, and you don't get to learn about it.
Because, like, even I'm in, like, AP, I was in AP World History last year, and I'm in AP US History this year. It's just kind of like they go over the same stuff, the same Black history, but maybe go a little bit more in depth, but it's the same stuff.
Well, besides this being the shortest month of the year, I'd say, like, I wish teachers taught about it more in school because we don't really learn about Black history that much. Like, we usually learn about, like, Martin Luther King, Rosa Parks. I wish we learned about, like, the, I guess, underground, like, Black leaders that lots of people don't really talk about.
An idea I have is on the inventors' birthdays, we could celebrate them how we do MLK. So like the stoplight guy, on his birthday, we could recognize him. Barack Obama, of course, you can recognize him. LeBron, of course we do those people, but we could do more, you know what I mean? More credit.
Like, if I'm being honest, I didn't even know about the Hidden Figures until the movie came out. And they're like a big inspiration for me because I want to be an aerospace engineer. It just doesn't make sense that we should, like, have Black History Month. Black history should be taught already in American history. It's like it's confined to one month that just doesn't feel right when it's brought America to where it is. Black history should be American history. We'd be totally lost without Black people. Like you said, Garrett Morgan making the stoplight and the gas mask, those are really important. Madam C.J. Walker, she got some first millionaire, yeah. Very important for women. And the Hidden Figures, very important for women, very important to me. It's like,
Not necessarily challenged, but Colin Kaepernick standing up for us when he took the kneel, and he essentially gave his career away to make sure he got his message out. And then that started the whole kneel movement with the flag and the arguments that brought about you can't play if you don't stand, people losing jobs, money. Cause that was really bold for him to do. That was really bold. Cause coming up in elementary, you're just taught to stand for the pledge. You don't really know any better. You don't really think of it in the way of this is a civil rights moment when you really study it, when you really look at the pledge and what it's supposed to mean and stand for.
Yes, we know, right? Martin Luther King and Frederick Douglass and Harriet Tubman and Rosa Parks. We are inundated with all of these great Black history figures of the past, right? But what I wanted to challenge our participants with today in episode 2 is who are the Black history figures 100 years from now? Who are the people that are doing great work today that our children's children will learn about? And here's what they shared with us.
So I was going to ask another question first, but because you all took it here, and this is what I love about this, I want to go to this question. Like a Colin Kaepernick, maybe, who are some, because obviously in Black History Month, we focus on figures who are, were prevalent last century, or maybe in the 60s and 70s, and maybe in the 1800s, right? It's historical figures. So 100 years from now, right, who are going to be the Black history figures that our grandkids and great-grandkids learn about? Who are the people today, okay?
You, your wife, Miss Roz Akins, maybe me.
Ain't no maybe to it. You know what I'm saying? But speak on that. Who are the leaders today? And I appreciate that. That's humble. I appreciate that. Who are the leaders today that your great-grandkids are going to learn about in the history books?
I don't think it's a specific person, but really anyone who's like not afraid to, get arrested and isn't afraid to speak their truth, or like basically who likes taking risk, like speaking on like racial injustice. I think they'll really make an impact in the future.
Kobe, LeBron, Barack Obama, of course, Al Sharpton, Benjamin Crump, George Floyd's lawyer. Those are just some names off the top of my head. Benjamin Crump helped us get justice for George Floyd. Al Sharpton is a civil rights leader / minister. Kobe, he really inspired me to work hard for what you want, because his thing was all work hard, work extremely hard. And I remember reading about him during his career. He hardly slept. He was going on 2-3 hours of sleep playing basketball. And then when I think of that, you doing that across 82 games a year for, I think his career was it 16 seasons? He had a long career. And 2-3 hours of sleep, that's just something that's just crazy to think about. So that's what I took from that. And then LeBron, he opened a school. He opened a school. That's really wonderful.
This podcast right now, we probably I guess we wouldn't really get our voices heard as much. And this is just maybe it's stuff to get our voices heard more. And it's just nice getting our voices heard. And say, I'm in BMW and Black Achievers. Black Achievers, gives me the mentors and I don't know, the specific clusters are really nice in connecting with people. BMW, it gives me the mentors as well, and it also gives me I get to travel with them, so I'm not I guess confined. I get to explore more. I get to know about other places, because this summer I think I'm going to Africa, which is huge. I don't even like flying, but it's Africa, once in a lifetime. I'm appreciative of both of them, both programs. For me, I don't even know what I'll do. I just want to help people. Not a doctor, because I don't like blood.
And so for this next segment of episode 2, I really wanted to challenge the participants a little bit, right? Obviously, they learn about these great historical figures in Black history of the past, and they learn about how their legacies impacted the era that they were in. But I wanted to challenge them. I wanted to know how their legacies of the past has actually impacted their lives today. And this is what they had to say.
I say Rosa Parks because she wasn't afraid to get arrested. She wouldn't move off that seat of the bus for that white man. And I think that's really inspirational, because you could tell how important it was for us to get justice.
The hidden figures, me wanting to be an aerospace engineer, it just that specific part in the movie, whenever she kept calling them and asking, to like be there and like get the job at that place. And she worked her way to the top. That's inspiring. It's just like persistence. Yeah.
I'd say Mae Jemison, because it was hard for her to get where she was. First of all, because she's black, and second of all, she's a woman. That would be really hard to be like an astronaut and be so successful as she was.
I could literally just sit here all day listening to these young people talk. And as we talk about Black History Month, I kind of pivoted for a second. Obviously, gun violence is ticking up all around the country, including here in Lexington, Kentucky. And I asked these young people how they're feeling. Are they feeling numb? Or does it still hurt every time they hear about a young classmate or church member being a victim of gun violence? And you might be shocked at their response. Here's what they had to say.
Occasionally, cause some of the people that have passed away, it's like I used to be in the same class with them, and we used to go to the games together, and we got like little clips and videos of us doing this funny stuff, you know. So it hits every now and then, like scrolling through Snapchat memories. It sometimes hurts, yeah. Yeah, it hits.
What about you two?
I'd say it hurts like every time, because that could be me or one of my family members or my friends, and I think it just kind of hurts.
Yeah, it hits hard every time, because like a lot of people, like yeah, the specific person died. They had a family, and that family's gonna be grieving over their loss, and it's just like, dang, kind of, yeah. And like the worst thing would be to get used to it. I don't want to get used to it. I want it to hit hard every time, so we know how bad the situation is.
And so we've talked about Black history, figures of the past, of the present, and of the future. But one question I have for our participants is the impact of Emmett Till. And here's what they had to say.
I can't even walk past the Emmett Till exhibit. Every time, that's just like, it hurts. I don't even walk in there.
Yeah, the first time I heard about the Emmett Till story, I was like, wow, because like he was around my age, and like when I looked up like him in his casket, and that was like, it was so sad. Like, how could somebody be so cruel? I don't know.
Wow. It is amazing hearing these young people really open up and talk about how they feel. And it inspired me within the conversation to talk about 2020. With the death of George Floyd and Breonna Taylor, and how it highlighted systemic oppression and racism and the disparities that exist within our country. And so with Breonna Taylor being from Kentucky, just like these young students, I asked them, how did her death impact them? And here's some of their thoughts.
It makes you more alert, I think. And it made me more alert. It made me turn around maybe one more time than I used to in the past. It made me watch the garage door go down, things like that. So that's how I kind of looked at it as.
I think it made me have trust issues, because it could be anyone, like it could be a cop, you never know. Like anybody could, hurt you. I don't know. You just have to be aware of your surroundings.
It being that close was like, it made me feel like, well, I didn't know this stuff was like so close to me. I didn't think it was like happening right there. Well, just like a quick story, I was about to ride my bike, and I was trying to ride with my brother, but he didn't want to go, so I said I would go by myself. In instant shock, he was just like, nah, I'm not letting you go by yourself. And it made me think of this stuff that had happened. Of course, I still wanted to go at the time, but like, now I was just like, something could have happened.
It's really incredible when you think about the strides that we've made in the black community, right? When you think of just, 40, 50, 60 years ago. But my question to these Black Achievers standouts is, what more can we do? What can we do to be even better? And here's what they shared.
I think we could have more reasonable wages because I don't think people should be working 2 to 3 jobs just to be stable and to just pay the bills.
Well, I think that we could take time to learn about each other's cultures and do it in good faith so that we can learn to understand each other better. That's all I got.
More representation and more education. It's like we've had a black president and a black first lady, super impactful. Like I saw my mom crying as soon as he giving his speech and getting elected, and it's just hit hard. But we need more representation in the House and the Senate, and people in those positions that elect higher up officials. And education-wise, we just need to, like you said, learn about other people's cultures.
Well, in my school, I think the only black teacher we have is the African American heritage teacher, I think.
Mr. Savage, but that's all, yeah.
It's the only one I've seen.
2 or 3 black teachers.
Well, I'm surprised that we have the first vice president. She's a black woman, surprised, And it's I can see that we're progressing. I am happy about that. But it comes as a shock in a way that we didn't have the opportunities like we didn't have in the past. Now we're getting them, and we're thriving.
Well, so I'm very surprised about it still being a whole lot of firsts and stuff. We as black people have come pretty far, and there's more that we can do. But something that I haven't really, that I've thought about a lot, but I haven't heard people say was representation of other races, like an Asian or Hispanic or Native president, That's something not a lot of people would talk about at all. And I'm just bewildered by that, you know what I'm saying? So, say due to the pandemic, I lost all social skills. I was just alone, yeah. And I joined this, and now it's bringing everyone close together, and it's I don't know, it lets me be able to talk to people and bring my social skills up. It gives me mentors, like I said before. They help a lot. It gives like-minded people. I really like it, yeah.
I think they really focus on helping us cooperate in a business setting. They help us with etiquette and interviews, and I think that's really important for the future.
Well, Black Achievers has helped me and encouraged me to pursue my career aspirations because I'm looking to open a vegan grocery store. So it really helped me with that. And my whole idea of opening a vegan grocery store was so that we as a community can eat healthier. So that was my whole idea. Because I know in the past, back to slavery, we was fed scraps and stuff like that. So I was looking to eventually one day open up a chain vegan grocery store and help my community as much as I can.
The Central Kentucky YMCA Black Achievers program would like to thank One Lexington for this opportunity for our youth to have their voices heard on the issues that matter most to them. We are so proud of these achievers and how they boldly shared what was on their hearts and minds. If you or someone you know is interested in being a part of the future of the Black Achievers program, please contact us at blackachievers@ymcaky.org or by phone at 859-397-7810. Please visit our website, ymcaky.org/achievers for more information. And just remember, youth voices do matter.